conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhargavi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Preeti Vilasini Dasi from Srimad.
Hare Krishna Preeti Vilasini Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call, Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, Janma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Palika Devi Dasi from Detroit. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Pallika Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining the conference call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Satvirada Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Satvirada Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Sita Priti Dasi from Dallas.
Hare Krishna Sita Priti Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call, Mataji. Okay, I welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining.
The recording has started.
Today's class on Srimad Bhagavatam verse 4.24.18 onwards will be given by His Grace Harikirtan Prabhuji. I would like to give a small introduction about Prabhuji. His Grace Harikirtan Prabhuji is considered as the spiritual gem of Andhra Pradesh. Prabhuji is an ardent disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Swami Maharaj. Every soul has his journey, and we start our spiritual account from where we left off. This is so amply proved by Prabhuji's spiritual life. After being introduced to ISKCON movement in 1995, it took him just 3 years to join ISKCON Ashram Sikandarabad, India, on a full scale. There, Prabhuji served as the vice president for 6 years, picking up various projects and immersing himself in varied youth preaching programs and spreading Krishna consciousness in the much needed isolated rural areas. Prabhuji presently holds the Rural Development Director's portfolio in the ISKCON Daiva Varnashrama Ministry and also successfully manages the ISKCON Chirala Outpost Center. Thus, the state of Andhra Pradesh, India is blessed by his loving devotional service to its devotees. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Harikirtan Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and giving your association in this Bhakti Sangha conference called Prabhuji. And we all are really fortunate to hear from you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your time. You can start, Prabhuji. From now on, the call is yours. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, you need to call him Prabhuji.
I just called him. I think Prabhuji was on the line.
I don't know.
No, 1 second. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you still there, Prabhu? Hare Krishna, very good, Nananu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhuji phone. Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna.
This session is no longer being recorded.
Hare Krishna, go to bathroom ka targa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
1 second, Mataji. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you there?
The recording has started.
Yeah, Prabhuji, you are connected, Prabhuji.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna Prabhuji. Please accept our humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable association in this Bhakti Sangha conference call. We are all really fortunate to hear from you today, Prabhuji. You can take over the call, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me opportunity to serve Bhagavatham and Vaishnavas. This is the first time I'm trying to render some service. Some faults in it. Kindly excuse me. Something good. It's just your all mercy. So today's verse is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, 24th chapter and text number 18. I just read the shloka once and translation perfect. Atma Ramopi Yasya Yastva Asya Lokakalpasya Radhase Shaktya Ukto Vicharati Goraya Bhagavan Bhava. Translation interpreted by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Lord Shiva, the most powerful demigod, second only to Lord Vishnu, is self-sufficient, although he has nothing to aspire for in the metal world. For the benefit of those in the metal world, he is always busily engaged everywhere and is accompanied by his dangerous energies like Goddess Kali and Goddess Durga. Purport. Lord Shiva is known as the greatest devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is known as the best of all types of Vaishnavas, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Consequently, Lord Shiva has a Vaishnava Sampradaya, the disciplic succession known as Rudra Sampradaya. Just as there is Brahma Sampradaya coming directly from Lord Brahma, The Rudra Sampradaya comes directly from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is one of the 12 great personalities as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Swayambhur Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Prahladu Janako Bhishma Balir Vayyasikir Vayam. These are 12 great personalities or authorities in preaching God consciousness. The name Shambhu means Lord Shiva. His disciplic succession is also known as the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, and the current Vishnu Swami Sampradaya is also known as the Vallabha Sampradaya. The current Brahma Sampradaya is known as Madhva Gauriya Sampradaya. Even though Lord Shiva appeared to preach Mayavada philosophy, at the end of his pastime in the form of Shankaracharya, he preached the Vaishnava philosophy, Vajagovindam, Vajagovindam, Vajagovindam Muramate. He stressed worshipping Lord Krishna or Govinda 3 times in this verse, and especially warned his followers that they could not possibly achieve deliverance or mukti simply by word jugglery and grammatical puzzles. If one is actually serious to attain mukti, he must worship Lord Krishna. That is Sripada Shankaracharya's last instruction. Herein it is mentioned that Lord Shiva is always accompanied by his material energy, Shaktya Ghoraya. Material energy, Goddess Durga and Goddess Kali, is always under his control. Goddess Kali and Durga serve him by killing all the asuras or demons. Sometimes Kali becomes so infuriated that she indiscriminately kills all kinds of asuras. There is a popular picture of Goddess Kali in which she wears a garland composed of the heads of the asuras and holds it in her left hand, a captured head, and in her right hand, a great khadga or chopper for killing asuras. Great wars are symbolic representations of Kali's devastation of the asuras and are actually conducted by the goddess Kali. Shrishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha. Asuras try to pacify the goddess Kali or Durga by worshipping her in material opulence. But when the asuras become too intolerable, goddess Kali does not discriminate in killing them wholesale. Asuras do not know the secret of the energy of Lord Shiva, and they prefer worship goddess Kali or Durga or Lord Shiva for material benefit. Due to their demonic character, they are reluctant to surrender to Lord Krishna, as indicated by Bhagavad Gita. Namam Dushtitino Mura Prabhadyante Naradhama Maya Aparhata Jnana Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha. Lord Shiva's duty is very dangerous because he has to employ the energy of goddess Kali or Durga. In another popular picture, the goddess Kali is sometimes seen standing on the prostrate body of Lord Shiva, which indicates that sometimes Lord Shiva has to fall down flat in order to stop goddess Kali from killing the asuras. Since Lord Shiva controls the great material energy, goddess Durga, worshippers of Lord Shiva attain very opulent positions within this material world. Under Lord Shiva's direction, a worshipper of Lord Shiva gets all kinds of material facilities. In contrast, a Vaishnava or a worshipper of Lord Vishnu gradually becomes poorer in material possessions because Lord Vishnu does not trick his devotees into becoming materially entangled by possessions. Lord Vishnu gives his devotees intelligence from within, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Tesham satatayuktanam vajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogantam yena maam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted and worshipping with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Thus, Lord Shiva gives intelligence to his devotees so that the devotee can make progress on the path back home, back to God. Since the devotee has nothing to do with any kind of material possession, he does not come under the control of goddess Kali or the goddess Durga. Lord Shiva is also in charge of the tamoguna or the mode of ignorance in this material world. His potency, the goddess Durga, is described as keeping all living entities in the darkness of ignorance. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nitra Rupam Samstitaha. Both Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are incarnations of Lord Vishnu. But Lord Brahma is in charge of creation, whereas Lord Shiva is in charge of the destruction, which he carries out with the help of his material energy, goddess Kali or goddess Durga. Thus, in this verse, Lord Shiva is described as being accompanied by dangerous potencies, Shaktya Goraya, and that is the actual position of Lord Shiva. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam नियतं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदाय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरवस्य नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So this verse is giving a glimpse of Lord Shiva's glory, a nice meditation for upcoming Shivaratri celebration. So this verse basically glorifies, presents some attributes of Lord Shiva. He is also addressed as Bhagavan because he is a great devotee of Lord. And often in Bhagavatam, even Narada Muni and even great personalities are addressed as Bhagavan because Bhaga is an opulence. And when Krishna shares his opulence, they don't become Bhagavan, but they are empowered by Bhagavan. That's why it's no fault in calling them Bhagavan. But sometimes it's confusing, and that's why we need purports of the acharyas which clarify this terminology. So coming to the attributes presented in this verse, Lord Shiva is called Atma Rama, and he is Lokapalasya Radhase Shakta Yukto Kohoraya. So basically three things that I've mentioned here. One thing is Atma Rama. So Atma Rama is a famous word in Bhagavatam, often repeated in different situations. In first canto, the famous verse Atma Ramasya Mano Nigrinda Urukrame, which was translated, or a lot of in-depth meaning was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and a lot discussed by Bhakti Francis Thakur and big purport by Prabhupada. So it's very important, so because it's our goal of life. Goal of life is to become an Atmaram, things become self-satisfied. Yastu Atmaratirya Syat Atmatruptascha Bharat. Even Bhagavad Gita, Krishna motivates, or he encourages us to come to that state of Atmatrupti. Basically, Atmatrupti is like we are in our own constitutional position and satisfied because of that. So if you see what is Atma Rama thing aspect of Lord Shiva, it's basically that he is always meditating on Krishna, more so on Sankarsana. So the point is that in this material world, everything we do to get something else. We go to school so that we can join the college. We go to college so that we can get some job. We get some job so that we can earn. We earn so that we can buy something. We buy something and we become sick, and for that we need medicine. So something is not really, we don't do something for that sake. We do it for something else. So that's been a practice in our conditioned state in this material world. Always we do something to get something else. So basically when you say Atma Rama is, you do it only for that sake. That's like emphasized in Bhagavad Gita also. Yavasayatmika buddhi ekehi kurunandina. You're focused on that. When you say we are focused on chanting, we chant only to chant. When you say I want to chant so that I can get rid of Maya, it's not it's a stage in chanting, but it's not the fulfillment of chanting. when I say I will chant so that I can get liberation or I can get rid of problems, is also something better, but it's not the complete fulfillment of chanting. We chant because we have to chant. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in Udilo Arana song, he phrases this. Jivana anitya janaha sar. Tahe nana vipada. This life in middle world is anitya, temporary, and it's filled with so many hurdles, so many problems. That's why namasvaya kori jatane tumi. Please take shelter of holy name. And takaha apana kaje. Let that become our profession. Let become that our activity. Takaha apana kaje. So when we ask what you're doing, I say I'm serving such a company. I'm serving this. But actually, when we ask if you're spiritual, as a serious Atmaram person, what you're doing, I'm just chanting. I'm just meditating on Krishna. That's his work. That should become our work. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is encouraging us. Takaha apana kaji. Just make our work is to chant. Not to get something out of chanting. Just to chant to get so that we chant. So that's like a Atmarama situation. When you also analyze different practitioners, maybe a karmakandi, a karmi or a karmakandi, a jnani or a yogi, all these people are also not really real kind of atmarams because they do that for something else. A karmi does hard work so that he gets something out. Karmakandi does so many rituals so that his goal is different. And a jnani does something to, he speculates to understand something else, get some other. Yogi does so many things so that he can get some siddhis out of it. That's why no one is really an atmaram, a peaceful person. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya this mentioned, Krishna Bhakta, Shanta, Krishna Bhakta, Ateva Shanta, Mukti Siddha Kami, Ashanta. This Bhukti, who are self-identifiers, Mukti, who wants liberation, different kinds of liberation, and who are Siddhi, they want some perfection. All these people are Ashanta. Because that's not our constitutional position. Constitutional position is just become a devotee of Krishna. Just serve him. That is a state where we can be happy. It's a service in the form of chanting, in the form of in different ways. Navavida Bhakti. Whatever we do is the focus, should be the focus. In that state we are actually we are peaceful and we are actually we attain the state of Atmara, where we are satisfied with that. I'm chanting and I'm satisfied with that. That's why that's a very elevated position, very hard for practitioners in Kali Yuga. That's why he is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu representing us. He says, "Durdaiva mitrusha is Nanu Raga." Just why you chant? Because you should just chant. Who will have interest? If you say no, if you chant, your problem will solve. You will get that. You will get this. That's some motivation to chant. Maybe it's a beginning phase, but we have to reach in a state where we chant because we just have to chant. That's Atma. That's like self. So that's a very ideal situation where Lord Shiva is representing himself. The next thing is Lord Shiva is Lokapalasya, Lokakalpasya Radhase. He is doing things not because he needs something from this world, but because he is asked to do by the Supreme Lord. Very nicely presented in Brahma Samhita. Kshiram yata dadikar vishesha yoga sanjayate nahitata pritagaste hedo yas sambhutam pitata samupaiti karyat. He accepts certain responsibilities given by Krishna. It's just that for the sake of duty he is doing things. And what he is doing is really can't be done done by anyone or imitated by anyone. Because what is he dealing, like you represented here, like presented here? Shakti Yukto Bhoraya. Very nasty, ghastly, very dangerous people you see. Very dangerous. So here, dangerous, Prabhupada mentioned that dangerous in the sense because he has to deal with Kali and Durga or Kali or Durga. So Kali or Durga is like a police superintendent, Prabhupada says, police officer. And Lord Shiva has two troubles. He has to deal with sinful people, ghostly haunted people, ghosts, and all kinds of nasty people in this universe. And who is punishing them or dealing with them is Durga Devi. So he has a dual task of taking care of sinners and nasty people. And now who is punishing them? Kali. They have to maintain both of them. Like dealing with people in the jail and prison house, very difficult. Likewise, dealing with even policemen is very difficult. Sometime back I happened to for Rath Yatra permission, we went to police station. He was very respectfully talking to us, but he had to excuse and just go inside because some person in the lockup was misbehaving. So he punched and slapped, and there was blood, and we saw that, and then as he came back, and again he was coolly talking. Yes, from by then we were like, we had a different mood then, because these are nasty people, and then these police are also they have to deal in a nasty. Just like Prabhupada was describing a graphic description of Kali, of a lot of skulls around her neck, and one head in the hand, and killing and bloodshed everywhere. So it's a horror, it's dangerous. Even we see in a police station, the lockup, they treat prisoners to get some truth out of them. And that's so nasty. So police and both victims is difficult to deal. So Shiva has a dual role. He's a Bhutanatha, he has to keep all these Bhutas, ghostly people, with him, and not to create much nuisance around. Still they do it. And secondly, he has to maintain Kali, who is always, for small things, she just smashes and kills them, create a ghastly scene there. So Prabhupada says, even Shiva has to sometime, I know she's not intolerable, she wants to kill, and Prabhupada, but Shiva has to sleep on her way to stop her. So this is a very, very tough role one has to play. So we can become Indra with a lot of Apsaras dancing and so much wealth and so much opulence. But becoming Shiva is not a joke. That's why it's foolish sometimes when people say, I'm a Shaiva, I'm a Vaishnava, and they have fight. In 10th century in India, there was a lot of fights. There was big wars which took place, Shaiva and Vaishnava fights. Because they don't understand this and the difference or the sameness. Very difficult. Very difficult. It's just Prabhupada's mercy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, great mercy, brought this Brahma Samhita and made this riddle very easy to understand. Milk and yogurt and curd. Kshiram Yatadadi Vikara Vishesha. The milk get Vikara, changes its face. It's just becomes curd. That's Vishnu. Milk is Vishnu and yogurt is curd is Shiva. Very simple. Very simple. But this is very tough even to big pundits, big scholars. They come to compromise where they say, Shiva and Shivasya Vishnu Rupaya, Rupasya Vishnu Rupaya Shiva. They come to quote some Rigveda, Arthaveda, Yajurveda, which has a different context, but they just put it just to pacify people. Vaishnava and Vaishnava are same because both are same. Both the Lords are same. So it's only in this universe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could bring out some clarification on this. Otherwise, it's always there in the universe, Shiva and Vaishnava. We see in the episode of Daksha, Prajapati also. He's like, though he was a Vaishnava and seems to be worshipping Shiva, but he didn't have the proper etiquette. He was a Kanishta Bhakta. He couldn't see the greatness of the Vaishnava, of Lord Shiva especially. So, there are, I happen to be born in Vaishnava family. Some of our relatives are very, very fanatic. You go to Shiva temple, they say should take bath, and it's like a nasty thing. If you see someone with, now it's come down, but even few decades ago it was like, or a century ago it was very, very fanatic. Vice versa, even they used to hate Vaishnavas. Like this used to happen like that. So Shivaratri Vaishnavas used to make big feasts so that neighbor Shaiva will get just to break their fast or tempt them. Janmashtami they make big feasts. Shaivas like that. There was a tough fight going among them. So some Magadis came up and said, "Oh well, don't fight, and so we can pacify you. See, this is the verse, Shiva and Krishna. Don't worry, they are saying." So that's like a bad compromise, not a good compromise. But the actual fact is presented by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very, very lucidly presented by Srila Prabhupada. We are saved because of that. Otherwise, especially in South India, it's a big issue. Even now, there are some Veera Shaivas. They just hate. There are some Vaishnavas. They don't, even if they pass through Shiva temple, they close their eyes or like that. So only Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnavas have a very, very perfect understanding of what Shiva and Shiva's position. Very, very, very fortunate that we can get the association of Shiva, which could help us serve Krishna in a more better way. So that's the glories of Shiva. And also, another aspect is he's a preacher. He started a parampara, sampradaya, that goes to Vallabha Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. So Lord Shiva is also a great preacher, a great Vaishnava Shanti. So that's also clarified. You don't have to fight actually the Vaishnava. So even Vaishnavas have to. It's not an optional. We have to take shelter of Lord Shiva. And in this portion of Bhagavatam, we can clarify many things by upcoming shlokas where Lord Shiva glorifies Vishnu. So we see such a nice relationship between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. So this is a great thing. In a village we are preaching, in a small village, Gundaipalam. We started preaching and they were becoming devotees. They were basically fishermen. They stopped fishing and then they started chanting. More so in that village there were two young boys, young kind of leaders. They were nice friends. One of them took up very seriously Krishna consciousness and he started preaching. And this boy was his friend was a little kind of lagging back. Somehow he became a little jealous and then envious. And then he started, why not, start something alternative. So there's some Shiva temple there and he started, becoming a staunch so-called Shiva devotee. And the competition went to the extent where, there was an initiation ceremony there. And this, who took up Krishna consciousness got initiated. So he couldn't take it. So then he bought some Swamiji and said, we'll also have Shiva Diksha. And he made holding in a temple that you chant 16 rounds of Om Namah Shivaya and he can go to Kailash. He became a self-made acharya. And also there are people, holding japa bags like our japa bags. And people went to some extent of chanting, There was like tough competition going back in this. But, it doesn't stand long. Went on for at least 3-4 years. Now it's like, there's no basis for anything that they are cooked up. So this kind of, that Shaiva and Vaishnava thing is too foolish and very, it's an activity of ignorance. So this has to be preached because Mayavatis are presenting in a different way. They made up so many stories from Purana. They say it's from Purana, and they say Vishnu, Krishna, Vishnu and Parameshwara are saying. They cook up a very famous story. There was a staunch devotee of Vishnu, and he happened to be going through a forest, and somehow he stopped under a tree, and there was a prince of that place who came for this, and he said, "I'm really sick. I have my Shiva temple. I want you to come and do some puja there." And they said, "I can't come to Shiva temple." Then he took up the sword and said, "If you're not coming, I'll kill you." So he had to go, and he was offering prayers to Vishnu actually. And then he said, "How come you offer Vishnu prayers to Shiva?" And he again took the sword. And it seems, when he was doing, a Nama, said, "Om Namaste, Om Narsimhaya." And Lord Narasimha came out of Shivalinga and said, "No, pacify. I and Shiva are the same." They both became pacified. All these kind of stories are cooked up. So unless we present proper Siddhanta, people are just satisfied saying Shiva and Krishna. So who, Padma Purana says, who equates Vishnu with Shiva or any other demigod, they are called Pashanti. Very heavy word actually. So it's our duty as the Vaishnavas to properly present this, clarify this difference, and set a proper mood to respect both in their own standards. I was told to speak for half an hour. I don't know if I've come to the time. Are there any questions or comments? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very, very nice class. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the very, very interesting class and the importance about presenting the proper Siddhanta. Otherwise, there's bound to be confusion. And thank you for those real-life stories. Very, very insightful. Thank you for coming on the call and giving us your association, Prabhu. Beautiful class.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your nice class. And Prabhuji, one question. Like, what happens to those asuras punished by Lord Shiva? Right? Like we know when Krishna kills somebody. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, when they're directly killed, there is always a Vaishnava touch, where they can be purified, and they can be put in a proper position. I don't have any proper Shastra reference as to what they happen, but by logic we could see that definitely a Vaishnava, if he chastises or even blesses, because they're empowered by Krishna. So they would be, I don't say they'll be liberated, but they could have a better position the next time. Because there's some amount of purification by chastisement. Because the shuddhi, purification is, generally it happens through, mostly because bhakti. Bhakti can do the most of the job. But there is a prayaschitta and there is siksha. The three ways you can get purified. Prayaschitta is when you did commit suicide as some sinful activity. So then you perform, there are certain rituals where you're doing certain things to do prayaschitta. That's what condemned by Parikshit Maharaj 6th canto. It's Prayaschitta. Because it will clear the sin, but the inclination to the sin again will remain. There is no point in it. Kunjara Sauchavad, it says, elephant beating. So there is Prayaschitta and there is like Shiksha. There is like punishment. So we get punishment because we get some problems or you're killed like that. Like there's a capital punishment for a murderer, this has to be hanged. So when he's hanged, what happens is that because he has killed someone and he's being hanged here, so that is nullified. He doesn't take that sin for the next life. Similarly, demigods, when they kill, a certain portion of that karma gets nullified because of the punishment. So, for like a practitioner of Krishna consciousness, we also get some punishments, but they are like, the intensity of the punishment is reduced. So we also get punished by demigods in different ways. Drapatraya. So this is there, but it's different for a Vaishnava and different for a basic Asura. So that much I think, clarify that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Prabhuji, is it a good word to say Lord Shiva is a demigod?
Definitely. He's counted as a demigod, Devata. See, there is two people who are obedient to Krishna. Just like we have in a government a bureaucrat and a politician. So both are elected or both come with a qualification, one comes with a vote. So I would say that devotees are like very close, or say politicians, bureaucrats, and relatives. So devotees fall in the more of category of relative, very close to Krishna as a relative. They have a rasa with Krishna. But the demigods are more of a very official relation with Krishna. So Shiva plays both parts here. He's an official demigod and also a Vaishnava. At times it happens like now our Bali Maharaj, who is a very great Vaishnava, that Krishna is serving him personally. He will, it's a prediction that he will become the next Indra. So that's again an official post. But he's a devotee also. So at times there are devotees and also they play the role of a demigod. So Shiva is a very prominent example of that. Because not necessarily every devotee, every demigod is a staunch devotee of Krishna. It's just like an official. I'm paid for that. I'm getting some facilities for that. So I serve for that. So that's it. It's no harm in calling him demigod when it comes to his duty. But when it comes to our own internal, we should always respect and serve Lord Shiva as a Vaishnava.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev. Prabhuji, in childhood, we worship Laddu Gopal and Shri Prantha. So, Papa and Grandma say that Lord Shiva is worship Laddu Gopal, Shri Vallabhacharya Pant. So, Papa and Grandma told that Lord Shiva is such a great Vaishnava of Lord Krishna, and those who are following Lord Shiva will transfer it in the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Is it right?
Yeah.
In the child.
See, that's a basic understanding that that's if I understood your question right, it's basically the understanding is important. When you're worshiping Shiva as a Vallabha Sampradaya, you count him as a Acharya of that Sampradaya, not as a Supreme Lord. So that clarification is there. So it's basically a Siddhanta. everywhere is some kind of faith and all that. That's why Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, very, very nice, especially for our upcoming Kali Yuga age, he asked the question, in the 17th chapter, first question. Ya Shastra Vidam Nitsujya Yajate Shraddhayanvita. Nishtha to ka Krishna. Sattvam aho rajastam. He says, people who don't follow Shastra, but they make up a personality and say he's God. And they are very dedicated to them. Even if it is Shiva or some kind of, some Subara, something, he's God. And they are very, very, staunch devotees. They are like dedicated, everything. So how we call this, how we make it? So sometimes, like this, like Lord Shiva, they are very staunch devotees, but they don't have Siddhanta, they are Shastric understanding of that. So they become staunch and they fast and do so many things, but it's not even mentioned in Shastra. How to treat, how to consider these things. So that's why we should see a particular case on the basis of these four things. So Krishna explained. If you say someone is worshipping very sincerely, he should these four things. First thing is the food they eat, ahara. And Krishna mentions next is yajna. What kind of sacrifices, how they do. And it is sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. And the second thing is how they yajna dana, how they do charity. Is it sattvic, rajasic, tamasic? And how they perform their tapasya. Is it rajasic, tamasic, sattvic? So even in our Vaishnava cult, there are deviations because the yajna is right. They do Harinam Sankirtan. But their tapasya is no, they eat anything. So you can calculate a person whether he is really a proper follower based on Krishna's parameters. One is the food they eat. Second, the yajna, how they perform, the sacrifice they perform. The third is how they do charity work. And the fourth thing is how they perform their tapasya. So if everything falls in place, all the four according to Shastra, he's a bona fide. When we call a bona fide devotee or bona fide guru, all these four should be in a proper place. If something is going wrong, I'm a great devotee of Lord Krishna, but I egg is no problem eating. So then there's something wrong in our heart. I offer egg also. I offer and eat. Everything I offer. So there's something wrong there. So if you take any case, let us see all the four parameters. They should be all in sattvic and they should be prescribed by Shastra. Only then we can consider it's a bona fide. Makes sense, not me?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much for navigating such a wonderful class today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Any more?
Thank you for the class, Prabhuji. You used one sentence. You said we Vaishnavas, we cannot surpass Shivji and worship Krishna. If I understood or if I heard it correct, what do you mean by that? And also, Prabhu, during Shivratri, what should be as a practicing devotee? What should be our consciousness towards Shivji? So, if you can elaborate on those points, thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, if I got your question, worshipping Shiva is basically when you say worship, worship can be done in many ways. Like we can worship directly by some upacharas, using some incense, arti and all that. That's one kind of worship. We can also do worship with manas, like we can, show our affinity towards Lord Shiva. With mind, we can show our affinity, sankalpa, affinity towards Lord Shiva, his glories. That's also worship. And Krishna mentions the third form of worship is by intelligence. Understand Shiva properly. Yeah. Like Prabhupada, Krishna says, who reads my Bhagavad Gita, my instructions, analytically, using their intelligence, they are worshipping with mind, worshipping with intelligence. So we need not have now Lord Shiva as a, altar and Shivalinga and chandeliers. You not do that because our acharyas didn't mention that. We all go with acharyas instruction. So when you say worship Lord Shiva means we show our affinity towards Lord Shiva. Or we understand him. We take his instructions, apply in our life with buddhi and man. That's also worship. Worship doesn't mean only doing apucharas, get a photo or vigraha and just start, doing all that. So worship actually, Krishna mentioned 4 things like man mana bhava madhyaji. Madhyaji worship. It's like a, not just with all the deity worship paraphernalia. It means in many angles. I don't know if I got the question right and answered.
And also, I asked one more thing: is like during Shivratri, what should be our consciousness or our?
What should be our mood consciousness? And basically, when Shivratri comes, we are close to our Gaura Purnima. So Lord Shiva, who are like really devotees of Lord Shiva, encourage them to fasting. At least I never heard of our Acharya telling Vaishnavas to fast on that day. But we can offer our prayers to Lord Shiva. We can possible visit also, take his darshan, no harm, pay obeisances, pray for his blessings so that we can continue our sadhana given by our Guru properly. We can chant also, more nouns. So basically, we have a common thing for all acharyas, so that we can remember Krishna more, that we please Shiva more than a Vaishnava's mood is that more than glorifying them, and Krishna is glorified, they're more happy. So we glorify Krishna more, Shiva gives more blessings rather than directly. We also offer him. We offer prayers as a great Vaishnava, with his blessings. Whenever Lord Prabhupada used to pass through, we hear from his memories that devotees. And then Prabhupada used to pass through Shiva temple or Durga temple. He used to give full of blessings. Very respectfully, blessings. We are not haters of anyone. So Shivaratri, yes, if there is some temple nearby, we can offer our obeisances, prayers to Lord Shiva to protect us.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your answer.
Yeah. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
On the call. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Do you have time for a couple more questions? Do you have time for a couple more questions?
Yeah.
Okay. There were a couple of things that you said in answer to the previous questions that I didn't catch very well. You said that, just now you said that there's 4 types of worship. One of them is to worship the person by their mind and intelligence, right?
Yeah.
That's one, right?
Yeah.
And there are 3 types of worship or 4?
I said we can do with the paraphernalia. Others we can do. Second is the mind and with intelligence.
Okay. Also, the mind is the second, and the intelligence is the third.
Yes.
Okay. So paraphernalia, mind, and intelligence. So when we do it with the mind, that's in the form of meditation.
That's showing our affinity. We want to, just like you're missing a program, but your mind is there. You have to attend some kind of beloved's birthday or something like that. But you couldn't make it, but your mind is there. You're just anticipating and you're all there. That's like mind. So when you like that, and we offer our whole mind to Krishna, Shiva, like that.
And then when we do it with our intelligence, how would you describe that?
We analyze the personalities, qualities, pastimes, and we analyze how great we are, like with our intelligence. Basically, analysis is the of the work of the intelligence. Analysis, discriminating like that. So when you properly do that, it's kind of a worship. Which Krishna himself, presents that in Bhagavad Gita.
You said what? Is Krishna himself? What did you say?
Krishna presents that, in Bhagavad Gita in 18th chapter. He says, whoever reads this Bhagavad Gita analytically, they are worshipping with intelligence.
Yes, true. Okay, another list that I didn't quite catch was when you were describing, I guess, a real Vaishnava, right? They will do certain activities in the mode of goodness. They will perform charity in the mode of goodness, right?
Yes.
And tapasya, right?
Yes.
What were the other two?
Sacrifice and the food.
Oh yeah, the food. Yeah. So, can you make more of a distinction for me between, I guess, tapasya and the sacrifice?
Basically, it's like Krishna repeats this three things in the 17th and 18th chapter. Yajna, Dana, Tapas, Karma, Pavanani, Manishana. Even great personalities perform these. They don't avoid these three activities. Yajna, Dana, Tapas. Actually, when you say a human being, you should perform all these three things. So yajna, basically, if you want to distinguish what the three things are, yajna is basically you offer everything to Lord, sacrifice to Lord. Dana basically is you give charity, just like we are distributing prashad. It's one kind of charity. Something related to Lord, you distribute to the people. So sacrifice is directly Yajno vai Vishnu. We give it to Krishna. Charity is to people for them to develop the Krishna consciousness. And the tapasya is for our own self. For our own, we give some living beings our body, mind, for our own advancement in Krishna consciousness. Tapasya is basically applied on our own self. So Yajna is for Krishna, and Dana is for people around you. And then tapasya is for our own.
Right. Yes. Actually, yes. I have heard that description. It described like that before you. It's a very nice reminder. Thank you, Prabhu. There's one more thing I want to ask you. Concerning Lord Shiva's position, you said that when it comes to his, we can describe him as like a demigod when he has a more like official role,
Yes.
But at the same time, don't we also hear that he is in a category by himself? He is not Vishnu Tattva, he's not Jiva Tattva, which the demigods, I believe, are Jiva Tattva. So, in the sense of Tattva, he wouldn't be Jiva like demigods are Jiva. So he's like in like a third category, all in his own, right?
Yeah, Shambhu Tattva, yes.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to confirm that. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all very much for giving me the opportunity to serve you. Hare Krishna. All glory to Shri Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving up call and giving us your valuable association. We can end the call. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, हिज ग्रेस हरिकीर्तन प्रभु जी की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
This session is no longer being recorded.
Hare
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.